Joburg is very interesting. Where I come from, it's a small town. Here, it's a big city. A lot of different people from different places. I believe Joburg has a lot of opportunities for me. It's where my dreams will come true. I'm an electrical engineering student at the University of Johannesburg. When I was still young in high school, I used to be very curious about electricity. It was just this phenomenon which is used to run the world. It gives life to things that are not living, the televisions, the irons, the kettles. So I wanted to know more about what electricity is. And then I decided to go to the University of Johannesburg to pursue my career as an electrical engineer.
The engineering sort of industry is known to be very male-dominated, so there is a gap, specifically with women. Even more broadly, if you look at the demographics of South Africa, it's not really represented.
For a female, it's hard to get into the engineering field. There are a lot of challenges because sometimes they think you're not capable of doing what males can do.
Now, diversity is really critical in today's business context. You can't continue doing things the way we were. So if you want true diversity, you need to be embracing diversity in a big way, and gender diversity is very much included in this topic.
ABB is a multinational company. We operate in over 100 countries globally. We supply leading technology solutions in the digital space across the board to customers ranging from the utility space to the industrial space, or even in the retail sector. If you look at the engineering intake into universities, if you look at the workforce throughout industry, the percentage of females is substantially lower than what it should be.
It was one of the challenging things trying to pursue electrical engineering, not having the enough finances to sponsor for the studies. My father accumulated a lot of loans trying to pay off my fees. Also, I couldn't have the perfect time of studying. I usually spend a lot of my time in the road, traveling from Soweto to Auckland Park and UJ every day. Sometimes I would be discouraged to say, is this the right career for me? Because if I'm not passing with the marks that I aim for, then maybe I have chosen the wrong career.
When we speak to lecturers or people in the faculty, say a lot of people don't complete, not just because they don't have the passion for the subject any longer, but it's really a lot of the time for financial reasons.
So what ABB has done is we have developed what is called an education trust, and through this education trust, the benefits of that flows to black female engineers in the country.
This bursary covered everything. It was one of the most relieved in my life. I was very happy because it was going to finance my final year. I was able to move closer to school, and then I was also able to finish my final year successfully, and also my project. I got 85% in marks, which was a huge, I couldn't have done that without the bursary.
There must be women in top management, but how do you get women in top management if you need sort of industry experience, or let's just say ABB experience? So what we see it as a way to manage this is to create a pipeline by bringing graduates into the organization. They do their practical learning, so they're exposed to ABB's products and services.
Currently, I'm in my final year doing my in-service training at ABB. I'm doing the P1, P2 program. I work with qualified testing engineers where we test medium voltage switch gears to see if they are working according to the given specifications and also the drawings. This experience has been informative, exciting, and I've got to experience how it is in the workplace, and also just to put in action what I've learned in school, also to prepare me in starting my career in electrical engineering. I told myself I'm in the right place. This is the dream company, actually, so I pursued them. So I am employed as a tender and quotation specialist. It was a relief to have the employment itself, and not only any employment, but in my career line, which is electrical engineering.
The nurturing is really important for students, and people joining ABB. So take a typical career. A graduate joins and becomes an engineer in training, and then sort of registers with the Engineering Council of South Africa. Now, in order for you to certify, firstly, it's quite onerous. You need to maintain a portfolio of evidence.
We've tended to find that without guidance, they take long and sometimes never comply with the requirements of EXA to be registered as professionals.
Programs that we have that supports this type of learning and creates this coaching and sort of mentoring is the ABB mentoring program.
Sometimes we tend to wanna specialize in one thing or hide in a corner. But in this program, I get to be all out, and I have to go and experience, collaborate with the mentors. So not only am I getting exposed on my work, but I can have the advantage of getting exposure to other departments as they're selling different products.
Kenzani is a wonderful young lady. I've seen her progress from wanting to sit in the corner to being out there, outspoken, and expressing her views much more confidently than she was earlier on. Whatever opportunities she's been exposed to, she's taken full use of those. And I'm not surprised that one of her mottos is using every opportunity that you are given for your benefit. And she's really taken up to that.
In ABB, I see a growth, there is a very fast-tracked growth for women in the industry. I started as a test engineer. I would say I was identified as one of the engineering talents, not a woman talent, an engineering talent. Within a space of 1.5 years, I was promoted to become the section manager for the test department. That led me to become the sales marketing specialist for grid automation. Looking back to when I started back in the factory, I would say there's about 7 times the number of women from the time I started in 2010. There's so many women in the executive that we look upon. But what actually makes me more happier is to see the products of the women who started here in ABB flourishing and growing in the same industry outside ABB.
In South Africa, our unemployment rate is just far too high at the moment, and we have an untapped potential in the youth that we can bring into the organizations, train them up, make them employable, even maybe not in the company that you are training them, but at least you create a pool for the country. And that's what we as ABB are doing.
Where else ABB supports in terms of bursaries? There's a JDF Foundation, which is the Jürgen Dorman Foundation. The JDF is open for any deserving student.
They always like playing around with components, breaking radios, fixing them up, trying to see how they work. And then that eventually led me to doing electrical engineering at university. Fortunately, this very same year I got the bursary, I got invited to the JDF event in Switzerland. We worked with other students from all over the world. When you do electrical, you tend to think that it's the only thing that matters. And then you learn from someone else who's doing industrial that no, there's actually some things I could teach you in my course that could help improve what you do. I came back more confident, of course. I realized that I can actually achieve more. Already I'm thinking of ideas that I can implement in South Africa that I saw from Switzerland. so that we can also upgrade our standard.
ABB initially focused on the high voltage sector, but it has evolved over the years and we've adapted to the customers' changing needs. Where we are today, we are a pioneering leader in the digital space, which is aligned with the world moving to the fourth industrial revolution.
We're seeing some exciting advances in these new technologies where we're starting to see digitalization moving out of the consumer world and into the industrial world. We're supporting our businesses to develop new offerings that are cloud-based towards their particular customer segments, like transport, like industry, like mining, but in a standardized way so that we also keep it understandable, simple, but yet bring new value and new applications that can be accessed on demand.
Younger people come in already tech-savvy. The adoption rate for the new technologies is a lot quicker for the young people than for the older people. So we have to engage the youth, not only from a technology point of view, but also from a moral and a social point of view.
I feel like they're opening more opportunities for female engineers, and I'm grateful for that.
It makes sense that you tap into the youth to bring in the fresh ideas. It makes sense that you bring females and minority groups and disabled people also into the workforce. Make the workforce as diverse as you can so that they can perform at the best levels.
I'm an electrical engineer by profession and in heart. It's embedded in me. It's something that I do because I love the profession. I like solving the problems in the industry.
The most important thing in my career that in this company am I supported as a woman who's doing engineering to be able to reach my goals.
South Africa is a very complex country. With the dawn of democracy, things started to change, but everybody agrees we are not there yet.
The latest stats around youth unemployment sitting at 55%, unemployment in general sitting at around 27%.
Certainly there's lots of support that government needs for us to get where we need to get to.
Taking into account where we are as a country, where we are as a society, what then is the role of business? What then is the role of Anglo-American in particular? Anglo-American is a mining company. It was formed in 1917. Anglo-American is the largest mining company in South Africa. We employ 47,000 employees.
In Anglo-American, we've always been very interested in the communities around the operations in which we are. We want to see thriving communities around our operations.
Postmasburg is a small growing town in the Northern Cape province. It is a mining town. We have mostly iron ore, and there's a little bit of diamonds as well in the area.
I was dreaming one day I would dream to have my own guest house.
Really, in our area, we have realized there are many people coming into this town, and there was a need for accommodation.
Mr. Bernard.
Morning, sir. How are you? And we said, okay, around the corner is the Kolomela Business Hub. They have the Anglo-Zimela Community Fund where they can help small businesses. And we start to engage them on that one. And the dining room is right in the middle.
We decided to go to the hub because we didn't have enough money to finish our business.
I think this is a great idea. Our program is about creating skills development, which is beyond the mining industry. It's really our response to eradicating unemployment and poverty in and around the areas in which Anglo-American operates. Supporting our entrepreneurs with the skills to be able to identify opportunities and diversify their businesses beyond mining is a very critical part of our sustainable mining plan.
The important part that they are doing is that one of giving these soft loans to SMMEs. It's important because they are also giving it at a very reasonable interest rate. I think it's 6% their interest rate. It beats every other bank outside there. So they took us, give us some training, some business skills. They are also giving us business, so in turn, we repay their loan without any hassles.
I've got 18 rooms in total. I've got also a dining room. My dream has come true. I really feel proud because I see what have I achieved in life.
Zimele has been in operation for the last 30 years, supporting just over 2,300 entrepreneurs, which in turn supported 50,000 jobs over that period. There are specific goods and services required by the mine. Through our supplier development program, it is really focusing on interlinking suppliers into the mining value chain.
My name is Thabo Valoy. I'm the director and the shareholder of Ahoy Enterprises, and my business partner's name is John Kachedi.
I call him my brother because we grew up together.
Ahoy Enterprises is a local company that is giving service to Mogalakwena Platinum Mine in Mokopane.
The hazardous waste is mainly from the trucks that spill the oils to the ground. Wherever there's a spillage in the mine, and then we will take that material to our bioremediation site. That's why we clean the soil.
Move on to chapter 4, which is on page 62 in your manual.
We have the supplier development classes that we are attending. It was a nine-month program ensuring that we are able to understand the business sides. And then they're even mentoring us, ensuring that our business is making profit and it's creating job opportunity for the locals as well.
You actually add more clients to your pipeline, and that means if one pulls away, you still have a few others to rely on to ensure that your business keeps going.
They said, guys, look, we want you guys to be sustainable. We want your business to grow even beyond where you are and have businesses outside of Anglo. Because when you have your own equipment, even after the contract has expired, you guys, when you re-tender, your prices are going to be low. And to our surprise, our proposal was approved.
The 5 million that they funded us, we have managed to buy 3 brand new trucks, the skip trucks that is working on the Mogalakwena complex. And then we have managed to buy, we've got other bins, big bins, we call it skip bins, 200 of them. We are repaying it, I think we'll be finishing by 2021. In total, excluding myself and John, there is 59 employees. It's one of the things that when you wake up in the morning, you just have to ask yourself, I've got people who are depending on you. It's a huge responsibility.
Like myself and Tabo, we've sat down and said, okay, look, if Ahoy is to collapse, these people, their families are going to suffer. So we sat down and said, no. We don't put our eggs into one basket. Let's expand.
Remember, the very same skills that they've equipped us with, we can even use it outside. So we've got 3 sites that we are running. It's not only in the mine that there will be opportunities.
So I have the golden opportunity to be part of a team that looks at making a real difference. It makes my job really, really worthwhile and exciting.
It's extremely important to give a child a quality education. To address poverty, you need that child to learn, to get educated, and be able to get a job or become an entrepreneur. So we got together and said, let's find a program whose sole objective is improving the educational outcomes of the kids.
We were so fortunate to be selected to be supported by Anglo.
Colleagues, good morning. The summary of results here.
They are developing the school governing body, developing the departmental HODs, deputy principal to principals. It makes these managers to know how to execute their responsibilities. Educators will be able to teach effectively. We are having a very dedicated team of teachers. In the afternoon, we are having classes here. We're having weekend classes, and over the holidays, we have tuition taking place. Anglo now, they supported us fully.
I cannot tell you how good I feel about this project. And we're working in 100 schools, primary and secondary, and in over 100 ECD sites. We want 90% of the kids coming out of grade 3 to be literate and numerate. It's extremely important. At grade 6, we want those kids to come out very good in maths.
We are aiming high. In 2018, we managed to reach 94.1% pass rate in grade 12. And now we are working for 100%. But definitely so comes the beginning of the year, we are sitting at 100%, and I'm sure of that. Can you appreciate that, colleague? What prevents us to touch the 100? Nothing. So I'm very much optimistic about that.
We are very big. We're the biggest mining company by far in South Africa. Therefore, we're part of the fabric of South Africa itself. And being able to help South Africa develop in this way is important for South Africa and is important for us.
Innovation is something that defines who we are. You know, we have to look at ways in which we mine in a way that is smart.
The Venetia mine, we mine diamond. Currently it's an open pit operation, meaning that we access the ore bodies from the surface. The mine has been in operation since 1992. Comes 21, 22, it will not be economical to mine the ore body from the surface.
We are mining a depleting resource. There will come a time in that particular community where there will be no mining at all.
The Venetia Underground project is a massive investment. This is a $2 billion investment that we are extending the life of the mine underground to more than 2.5 decades. As an underground mine, it will continue to provide employment to the same community. It will continue to provide business to the same community.
We made this commitment because we believe in South Africa, we believe in its future, and we believe in its potential. Our purpose is to reimagine mining to improve people's lives.
We need entrepreneurs, people with diversity, people with knowledge. And if such people come on board, we'll be able to reduce the number of unemployment. Seeing that there is a lot of poverty in the area and unemployment, so one feels that at least you are making a contribution in your own community.
These communities are living right next to our mines. For us to be able to share means we become good neighbors.
We think differently about our role as business. We think differently about the impact that we can create in society. Because we believe that when we do those things and we do them well, with sincerity and wholeheartedness, they start changing society.